thick, don't let it drop. We're spreading on. Oh yeah, we're spreading on. Keep it creamy now. We're spreading on. Oh yeah, we're spreading on. Keep it creamy now. It's peanut butter flock sometimes. Yeah, can you taste that beat?
Hello, and welcome everyone back to the final refrain. So excited to be back here. We've got Riku back as always, and we've got a new person here helping us with this kickoff stream. Quick Draw 3457. Welcome. Good to see you both here.
Thanks, Ryan.
And one of the reasons Quick Draw is here is because this season is adaptive, and I think we're all very excited about this. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be hectic, but adaptive is a format that is near and dear to many of our hearts, and so we're very, very excited to get to see some high level play, and then also, of course, the streaming of the matches, getting to highlight these players, highlight the decks, highlight the play in our media will be super, super fun. So very excited to do this kickoff stream here. We're going to try and keep it rolling pretty fast. Again, in this one, we'll talk about this a little bit. We don't actually have the decks that the players will be playing round one. So there's not going to be a whole lot of matchup stuff we're going to be talking about. So really what we're going to go through is talk about adaptive because we love it. Talk about what qualified the players to get here because we do have our 32 players. All were invited to be here. We're going to go through our player profiles and then we'll start the wheel spinning and talk about our prizing. Those are out of order, but you know, we'll figure it out. So, oh, that was the wrong button. It's this one. All right. We're playing adaptive. Quick Draw, do you want to talk us through what adaptive is?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thank you guys for having me here. Thank you guys for hosting this. I am so ecstatic when you guys told me you guys were going to do adaptive Final Refrain because it's such an amazing tournament you guys have run all year. I'm very proud that you guys chose adaptive to feature as well. So thank you guys. So the basics of adaptive, it's been around since the beginning of the game. It was kind of one of the foundational building blocks, in my opinion, of what Keyforge was intended to be. Uh, this tournament is going to be a single elimination best of three adaptive, which I will explain the difference between a best of three and best of one adaptive. Um, Best of one adaptive, you just kind of show up. Both players have a deck, you examine them, and then you choose which one you want to play. If both players choose the same deck, then you'll bid chains. In best of three, though, you're going to play a full Archon game, then a reversal game. And if it's tied after those two games, then you'll go to the adaptive best of one game three, which is when you're both bidding on the deck that won the previous two games, bidding chains. And there are a few rules changes that have occurred to adaptive since the original days of this game. There's no longer a maximum chain limit. You can go above 24. You used to be able to have to stop at 24. Now you can go above. Um, that is to prevent sort of min maxing a reversal deck and having it automatically go to 24 chains and playing against it and kind of not guaranteeing a win, but making you a strong favorite. So that rule change happened so that we can kind of make adaptive what it was always intended to be, which is that you can bring your favorite deck and still be able to compete. In this tournament, players can change their decks each round. As you mentioned, Orion, there is no deck submission, so there's no specific matchups to analyze like you guys have done in the past for the final refrain. And the reason for that is that the format itself of adaptive is really about seeing something for the first time and being able to pick it up and learn it and play it to the best of your ability. And so I think for that reason, it's very important that you go into the match not having many practice games. Maybe it's a deck that's famous, and we'll go over some of those famous decks.
It's not
But
any of those in this.
you should be able to go into the game and kind of express your skill of being able to pick up a deck for the first time and play against your own deck and kind of maximize the value that way. So um, super exciting. It's a great best of three format, and I'm very happy that it's getting a lot of publicity at the moment with this. And then Riku's running also the team Keyforge Team League, and it's in the Kagi Top Cut right now as well. So a lot going on with the adaptive world.
Yep. Which is, again, one of the reasons we wanted to bring it in here as well, just to kind of highlight it's not one of the currently uh, Ghost Galaxy supported formats, but again, because of that ability to bring really any deck in all of Keyforge, we feel like it's a very important one for the game of Keyforge. So let's talk about our players and how they got here. I guess quick draw. This was kind of you and Murph/Fudgeinator. Both of you are the admins for the Kagi League, so you can talk about what Kagi League is a little bit. It's kind of one of the longest standing adaptive leagues, but a lot of our qualifications are going to come from that, plus some of our just top players from Worlds formats in general. So
Yeah, so Kagi is in its 13th season right now. This is our biggest season ever. We have over 80 players that participated this season. It is broken up into pods of usually 6 to 8 players, and you play a round robin adaptive best of three match against everyone else in your pod. After the pod phase, the top two players based on record go to the top cut, and then you play a single elimination bracket tournament for the Kagi Championship. So this is the 13th season, as I said. And so that gives us a lot of time and data to look back on and kind of pick out who have been the most successful adaptive players over the last 4 or 5 years since Kagi's been around.
mhm,
And we've pulled out all of the Kagi champions, uh, people who have made the top four of Kagi Top Cut the last 2 or 3 seasons. I think it was three. I'm not sure.
it might have
But
been.
in addition to the Kagi stats, we also wanted to feature a lot of the best players in Keyforge because I personally believe adaptive is a excellent skill testing format, and I wanted the final refrain to have as many of the best players as possible. And so for that reason, we also wanted to invite all the reigning world champions and all of the reigning final refrain champions to have the best players in the world at various stages get a chance to come in here to adaptive and show their skills in this format as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so if any of you are curious more about kind of who and why the qualifications were given, definitely let us know. But this is sort of the high level, the metrics we went through to get these qualifications for our 32 participants. And then we, of course, had sort of a descending thing. If anyone declined to join, we would have sort of our next people in line for that got these. So for this tournament, Riku, you want to tell us about our pricing?
Yeah, so we have three final family outros, one in this year, and Red Tissue, that's this will be the final one. And the pricing this time will be a little bit less than the others, but I think it will be also very cool in the another way. Uh, for the first prize, we will have one final one fantasy fly display up the choice. So if you win the event, you can choose any set from FFG, and you get one display from there. And then everyone from top four will get a mat that I design.
Which, if you haven't seen any of the previous ones that have been designed, I think some of them are they all shipped out now? At least the Archon
Uh,
ones went out. There's
yeah,
some beautiful, beautiful ones that have
yeah.
gone out. So these
I
are
have shipped
awesome.
out. Yeah, I have shipped out the actual one, and I think the alien will be shipped very soon.
Yeah. Um, I was tempted to say we should just make this a DT display, even though there will be, like you said, there's a choice of an FFG set. But DT seems to be a set that is so beloved by a lot of adaptive players. It would have been fitting, but I think we're going to see. It's not the only favorite set of adaptive players. So I think kind of getting the choice is still very fun. Any of those sets are great adaptive, as we'll see. There's probably going to be a lot of those sets represented in this tournament. So good pricing. Again, like you said, a little bit less than we've had before, but we're here because we love this game. So that's great. Let's talk through our players really quick. High level, we've got our 32. As always, there's a decent amount from the US, but we have a very good smattering of people from all over the world. Many names you're going to recognize here, and we'll get into them more as we get into their player cards. All DT players have to go for adaptive. Is it that way around, or is it the other way? All right, let's get into our players. These are going to be in almost alphabetical order. They're not, and that drives me insane, but it's too late to change it now. So, Riku, do you want to introduce this first player?
Okay, so the first player is also the first Swedish player ever participate our final reframe with Agenon, and I mean he a beloved player of everyone, because if you play Keyforge for a long time, you probably should know him. If you don't, right now is a good time for for everyone to know him right now. He have played. I think have played Keyforge from the start, and he has been uh, the Sweden national action champion in 2023. And I make a mistake on the player card here.
He somehow
He
was
yeah.
first and second place.
In the same
It's
year. No,
impressive.
he was runner up in 2024, and yeah. If you, I think he's a fantastic player and also a very good friend. So if you, I think we should expect him to go very far in the final referee additive.
Yeah. And so, like we said, we don't have the decks for everyone that they're playing this round, but a lot of these players are going to show off sort of their favorite decks. We asked them all for their favorite deck, just to kind of display what kind of player they are, what kind of stuff they like. And then there's a good chance we still see some of these in the tournament. So fun to talk about these for a little bit. We've got Burton the Rapid here, an Archon or a Coda deck. So again, like you said, he's been playing from the beginning. And this looks like a very speedy deck, right? This is Coda, Amber generation. It's got all the stealing, Arise and stuff, but it's got that Pit Lord, which we're going to be talking about adaptive cards. Pit Lord is one of those fun ones. Question from Captain Gale as we go on to the next one about how the achievements work. Is there something specific about that, Captain Gale, that you're not sure on?
I think he was asking about how he was a runner-up and a champion at the same time.
That's fair. Have you watched our streams? Obviously, we cook everything. We're not gonna get it right all the time, though. All right, Quick Draw, you want to take this one?
Yeah, so Ashitaka is the next player that we have invited. They are French, of course. They are the Kagi 7 champion and the 2023 France National Archon champion. We have their favorite deck up here, U Ortiz La Charitable, which is a very famous mass mutation deck that he's played a lot in Kagi with lots of draw pips with the Cronus. It can do some really amazing things in Ashitaka's hands and not so amazing things when someone else is playing it. Which is a credit to Ashitaka's skills. But it's a very, very fun deck. He actually, I believe, played this in the World Championship in 2023, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Or was it World or the? It might have been the Open. I commentated a
No,
match with this though.
it's work. He
Was it the World?
he yeah, and he got
Yeah,
fourth
yeah.
place.
Okay. Yeah. I remember there was. I just remember there was like a one turn with not procking the font of the eye, and it was just like this like
Bringing up bad memories
heartbreaking turn.
now.
I know, sorry. I remember the deck though because of that. And Ashitaka we can't leave off. So the quote is great, or the fun fact is great. He hates Alliance, qualified for Alliance, final refrain, but now gets to play. I think he would probably say this is his favorite format, right? Like big adaptive player. I think ran the live adaptive at their Vault Tour. Is that right? Do we know?
I don't know. I'm
They
not
did
sure.
have a Kagi Live. I don't know if they had many games played, but yes, they were doing Kagi Live in Paris.
Yeah, yeah, that was brutal good. I remember just sitting there almost crying for him, but still a great game. All right, let's keep this moving on. Uh, our next player is Aviator. This is one we've seen, someone we've seen a couple times on here. Prolific player from the west coast of the U.S. here. Adaptive Prime champion. So again, compared to other seasons, the achievements we're putting on here might not be their greatest achievements, but we tried to keep stuff more closer to like what they're getting as far as adaptive. So one of the Prime champions, adaptive primes were done back in the FFG days. Really, we haven't had an adaptive prime for 5 years. It's been a while. But being able to take one of those down, those were super long, grueling tournaments to do best of 3 tournaments. So taking any of those down is still a huge achievement. We got a Worlds Collide deck here. I don't know how you say that first part. Mle.
I think it's Mademoiselle. It's abbreviation for Mademoiselle. I love this deck. This is one
Yeah.
of my all-time favorite Kagi decks. Aviator plays this a lot of Kagi. It's got the double Soul Snatcher, which makes games go very fast, but to make up for it, he also has the Crassosaurus, 2
Mhm.
Exhumes to get the Crassosaurus back, the Imperial Scutum. So it is a super fun, very skill testing deck with, knowing when to play the Soul Snatchers, when to
Yeah.
discard them, for example. Just a super fantastic deck. It's so much fun to play and to watch being played as well.
Yeah, there's so many. Man, I can't wait to talk about all of these cards that are just like so cards that you just know are it's an adaptive deck when you see it, or you like think of decks that have these. So like Soul Snatcher is one. I think Discombobulator is another. When and where that comes down can change games so much in adaptive, because some decks rely so much on just a little bit of steel that Discombobulator can do a whole lot. But yeah, obviously known as a very, very skillful player outside of even adaptive as well. Alliance Archon. So excited to see what he can do here. Riku, you obviously don't know this person, so maybe Quick Draw should take this person.
No, Riku, please.
So yeah, so Bamboo is my wife. And that's the first introduction. She also happened to be the last year World Action champion. and yeah, she just learned the game for about 1 year and a half, I think, and she is very good at it. She loved Dream Reminder obviously because she start from right before when Dream Reminder released, and she has been very excited to be invited to the final repair adaptive, but she haven't have time to practice adaptive as much, but she very looking forward to it.
Mhm. Yeah, I think we said there's going to be a few people that haven't done as much adaptive, but we just know in general they're very good players. And, hopefully we still get to see that come out. I think having so many reps with Knee, if she ever brings Knee for an adaptive deck, which she could, right? You can bring whatever.
Yeah,
Knowing like
I
she's going to know
I think she,
how to beat it, right? There's still so
yeah, I
much
think she
to that.
will she will bring me a lot of time, but I don't know.
Could change it
I
up.
don't know. Yeah.
You
I don't
can't
know
give up
about
the
this.
secrets.
Yeah, I don't know about this quote though. That sounds like a Riku quote, but
They should also read the fun fact.
all right. Quick draw. You want to tell us about Astron?
Yeah, Strawn is, I believe, our only player from Australia in this event. He got top 4 at Archon Worlds last year playing this deck that we see here on the right, Cook, as it's known. Riku can pronounce it for us in full. He's been playing Kagi for a while, off and on. Very strategic player, very smart. He's a student of the game. I've had the pleasure of having him on Bottom of the Beaker a few times. He always has the most insightful things to say. Fantastic guest, great player, and a great person.
Yep, and bringing a GR deck here for the favorite. This is the one that he used to get top 4 worlds. But I think he also, like, this is a GR deck, and he really likes GR in adaptive. He's someone who really knows how to play those well, knows kind of what their weaknesses are better than I do. I have tried doing GR in adaptive, and I don't like it, and it's tough. But he is someone who, like you said, he's a student of the game, so those kind of decks he really can use to full advantage in adaptive.
Yeah, and this deck is
Oh,
not your typical Grim Reminders combo deck. It's really
that's
more
true.
of a value deck, but it has a lot of strong cards. Obviously, Thing from the Deep and Beanstalk. It's got the Spooky Charge, obviously, but it's a very interesting toolbox deck, and I believe he's described it in the past as having not very many bad matchups, if any at all. So, very versatile deck, which maybe is a reason to play it in adaptive.
Yeah. Again, though, one of those other things adaptive is those discard pips. Those are a very skill testing thing as well, right? That's going to be something we're going to be looking for in people's deck choices is how people can use those discard pips. All right. Oh, I should have saved this one for you. This is a teammate of yours, right? Quick draw.
Yeah.
Fellow sloppy lab worker, B-Hawk. So Midwest Keyforge Charity Open Archon champion, Midwest Keyforge Charity Sealed Survival champion, Midwest Keyforge Charity Open Sealed Survival champion. So that
2 years in a
Midwest
row.
Keyforge Charity Open, he has got a target on his head for that. But also just a again, prolific adaptive player. He's in Kagi all the time. Somewhat of a fan of what is it, scholar spam, I believe, is
Yeah.
up there. But he also has this deck. This is one of those decks that I know from all kinds of different things he's participated in, like NKFL. G-Red is a terrifying Sins deck. Again, one of those mass mutation decks. Be on the lookout. There's a lot of mass mutation in this field, which is interesting. But one of those few that can just do the Gluttony Greed combo from hand, and it is so devastating, and it's a very oppressive deck. Even when that it's not getting the full combo, it's still just doing so much, putting on the pressure. Is a very cool deck.
Yeah, he played this one at Kagi Live last year as well. He got top 4 in Kagi Live at KFC. So it is definitely one of his favorites. I thought he would have picked a couple other decks. He's got so many favorites, and I know B-Hawk as a very prolific tester of like single decks. So he's played. There's like probably 5 decks in his collection that I bet you he has over 500 games with each,
Oh
maybe even
wow.
1,000 games with each. So he's really known to really focus in on specific decks of his and play them a ton, which makes him an excellent adaptive player with those decks.
And pointed out there as the first person let's see, the first person Vargas thought about. So the person Vargas was most scared of in Final Refrain. Is that how we could say that?
Maybe.
Interesting. I wonder if there's a rivalry there. I don't know if I've heard about that.
They're locals and good friends.
Oh, okay. That's makes sense then. And both
Yeah.
very good players. Like
Yes.
both scary to see in any format. All right. Riku, you want to tell us about Captain Gale?
Oh, maybe we could also check because I don't know I don't really know Captain Gale as much as because yeah, maybe we could can you take it for me?
Yeah, sure. Captain Gale is the reigning Kagi champion right now. He won Kagi 12. He also went 6-0 this season, and he's in the top cut right now, trying to defend his title. He is from the Netherlands. He was also the 2022 Sealed Archon champion and the Kagi Live Paris champion from this year. We have Evil Twin of the Omnivorous Curator here showing up, and this is a super cool deck. I love the Evil Witch of the Dawn. Any deck with Evil Witch of the Dawn and ways to play it again, like the Beach Day, is tops in my book. So I really love this CT deck. It's got the Waste Not as well for the Undagnathus or the Mushroom Man with a couple Growth Surge. So it looks like a very cool Evil Twin deck. I think Evil Twin decks are also excellent adaptive just because so many people have never played with some of the Evil Twin cards. And so kind of understanding how they interact and what combos to do with them is often, pretty good for adaptive.
And Witch of the Dawn especially being one of those that is even more tricky because it's recursion. And recursion cards in general, I would say, are really good and adaptive because you have to know what is best to get back a lot of times. Captain Gale, also one of our media team here, so helped out a ton with the Final Refrain Alliance coverage and going to be helping with this year as well as playing. So going to be a few Final Refrain members smattered in here. But I think this is also our first DT deck, right? That we've seen in this list. But there will be more. So buckle up, I guess. I don't know. That's not what you'd say if you're going on in the ocean, right? What would it be for the ocean? Strap on your wakeboard. I don't know. Crusader. Quick draw. Like, I feel like we're gonna maybe go to you for a lot of these. Crusader.
That's cool. That's why you brought me on, because I know
Yeah.
all the adaptive players. Crusader is another fellow teammate, Sloppy Labwork. He's from Poland. He made the top. He was the runner-up last year in Kagi, and then Keyforge Team League Season 1 champion playing Archon. So he's definitely a versatile player. He plays Archon usually in KTL, but has been a very good Kagi player the last few seasons. His favorite deck here is Naysayer Baku, which is an AoE deck. I don't know if this is his first triple mimicry deck, but he loves triple mimicry. He's always on the lookout for triple mimicry decks. If you have them, you should find Crusader. You might be interested in it. But this is such a great deck because it looks like it's not very strong and it doesn't have very much amber control. But when he plays it, he's able to use those mimicries so well, and it gives him so much versatility in this deck. He actually won, I forget what the tournament was. It may have been like a AoA only Archon tournament he won a couple of years ago with this. And it's like a 65 SAS.
Yeah.
And when you think of AoA only Archon, you're thinking of Jenka or TMTP combos or left column, which Riku, plays very well. But Naysayer Baku, is very underrated in that format, and especially in Crusader's hands.
I remember that. It was super impressive to see and very, very cool. Yeah, this is a terrifying deck because there's so many different decision points going on with it. The double old Yerk as well. Again, that discarding, kind of knowing what's best to discard, what's best to hold is always tricky. So very good one, very good player. Even if you have no idea who he actually is behind the computer, because there is speculation. We won't get into that now, but I have speculated even on my own streams. All in good fun, but we love Crusader here. All right, Damat, this is a name we have seen many times in the Final Refrain already. We've got the KFPL Season 1 runner-up, 2024 World Alliance Champion, 2025 Final Refrain Alliance Champion. So this is, again, one of our Final Refrain people kind of coming over to do some adaptive, but incredible player. I don't know if he's done too much Kagi or not. Do you know? Quick draw?
No, he's not played in Kagi to my recollection at all. But we're very excited to have him. He's shown he's a great player in Alliance.
Yeah, and I was very surprised that when he told me that adaptive his most favorite format in the game. So I was very surprised about it. And then he also told me that adaptive is actually his best format as well.
Wonderful.
So I think we will because we haven't seen him play adaptive before online. So this is a very good time for us to see him play.
Well, I could just look forward to getting paired with him round 1, so that's fun. No, that's awesome. Again, great player, awesome to watch. Very exciting to have him back to see if he can defend his title. We have another person trying to defend their title coming up, but we've got a mass mutation deck here coming again. This one also having the Sins in there. It doesn't have some of those other pieces with it, but the Triple Infernus, pretty scary. Autumn Coder, Cyberclone, tons of purging. Orb of Wonder is an interesting card as well. That's kind of one of those, like, what do you get to plan for? Or how long do you keep that on the board? Is there a specific kind of turn you're playing for? These kind of decks, you never really know when they have the Autumn Coder if there's this sort of going infinite, and when you see that Hysteria, you think, oh, maybe there is actually a chance to go infinite. But Legacy Hysteria, always fun. One of my favorite AoE cards there.
Yeah, Legacy Hysteria with 3 Infernus.
Yeah, that's horrifying. All right. And then we got Donut's dad, another US player here, our 2023 Worlds Alliance champion. That I think is, I don't know if Donut's dad has done a whole lot of adaptive either. I think that's the main reason that
He has played in Kagi.
has
Yes.
played some Kagi. Okay.
Yeah, he's played. Let's see how many seasons he's got. He's got one top cut. He's only played 1 or 2 seasons in Kagi. But obviously, being the Alliance World Champion,
Yeah.
you know, again, I want to see what those kind of players will be able to do in a tournament like this.
Yeah, I mean, still a super skilled player, and very methodical, very meticulous, and then didn't get a favorite deck, but I we kind of just guessed anyways and brought back his alliance deck. This is what he's been playing. This was his worlds, right? This was his worlds winning one, or was this changed a little bit for Final Refrain? This is what he ran in the Final Refrain last season. Double Martian Generosity with Key Abduction, double Sting. Very scary alliance deck. But the kind of stuff he likes playing is those OTKs. Pretty scary. All right. Rick, you want to tell us about Dorian?
Yeah, Dorian is also an Italian player coming from the World Champion 2023. Yeah, he won World and he also played in Fedora Fame Action early this year. And his favorite deck is Cone of Action deck. That also got him the champion in the first place. And he has been he young but also a very talented player when you see he play. So and I also don't haven't seen him play at the tip before. So this is also my favorite into the final reframe because I always want to see how people play for the first time active for the first time.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
just,
I think he obviously have played active before, but because it is the first time we will see him play, so I really looking forward to it.
yeah, it's a little bit of our experiment, right? That we're doing
Yeah.
with this is just see, like, I mean, we know there's no question about whether these players are skilled, but adaptive is maybe a few different skills than they're used to. So it's just going to be interesting to see. I mean, I'm sure they're all still going to do well, but we see, I mean, all of these Final Refrain tournaments, we see lots of good players go down round one. Like, that's just, it's also the brutality of this single elimination tournament. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
excited to see what he
I'm
can do.
curious if a player like Dorian brings Gear Song, like one of these world caliber decks to
Yeah.
adaptive, because adaptive is, it's known as the format where you can bring anything, but some players still want to bring these high level Archon decks. I'm curious if he'll do the same.
Yeah, and if he does that, if he's been practicing it with chains or not, because most likely it's going to be the one getting chain bit on a lot if you do that.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Quick draw, you want to tell us about Fabulousing?
Yeah.
Every time. I can't say it right.
Fabulousing. Fabulousing is the Kagi 6 champion and also the
Mhm.
2024 U.S. National Sealed champion. She has chosen Delphius Borderlands Vault Head for her favorite deck, which I don't remember if I've played this one or not. I don't know if this is what she used in her Kagi championship run, but it's got some really cool stuff. Triple Shrewd Investor with triple Epic Poem, Transporter Platform, and Double Collector Borin with some upgrades there. So some very cool ways to make a lot of burst. 2 Puzzling Trinkets, which I think is a fantastic adaptive card. When I looked for WoE decks for adaptive, I really looked for Puzzling Trinket. Never found something that I really liked, but this is a great example of what I'd be looking for if I were going to be playing an adaptive deck or a WoE deck for adaptive.
Yep. So I was in the same pod as Fabulousing this season of Kagi. She went, I guess it was 5-0 because we had a drop. Did take me down, or 5-1?
I think 5-1, yeah.
Yeah.
4-1. 4-1.
But did play this in a couple of those rounds. So I got to play against this, and with it is a very fun deck, but it is tricky. Very cool one. I like it for Winds of Exchange, especially. All right. Good is also in our chat here. This is, one of our Italian players coming in.
Ooh. Good's French.
Wait, did I do it again? How did I do that?
You have the right flag up there, but
I did that last season too. I'm so sorry, people. I don't know why why are they all just like white in the middle with colors on the outside? Kills me. Make them more distinct. I even had that written down like multiple times because I knew I was going to mess it up again, and then my notes are not here, so I apologize. Is that the KOR? What was the KOR?
KOI is a France system that they play
Yeah.
between in the front, and then they have a ranking, and they have ranking system every year between. So if you win something in this month, you will get a lot of point for that, and then that will be uh, calculate into total, and that is the KOI as far as I understand.
Yeah. And then the top 5 win
I
rate of
think
Kagi all
no.
time. Huh?
USA is a Keyforge online ranking that
Oh yeah. So it was sort
SDS
of
and
a
Source make. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I
there was.
see.
I remember that now. There was a very good rivalry going between
Uh,
Sloppy Lab Work and the French team. I'm forgetting their team name at the moment, but SD Senos had individual rankings and he also had team rankings, and so there was AFK. Thank you, Gled.
yeah.
It was some really good back and forth in the standings between us and AFK. It was a lot of fun. It was an excellent resource for the community, a really nice way to get people engaged and playing in leagues and being interested in it.
Yeah. Good. Also being one of our DT lovers here, we've got Y Lambert. I'm not gonna try and say the last word.
Let me say.
Double brain drain, double abandoned ship. Let's see. Hard Simpson is or no, is it Hard Simpson? Which is that the one where when you damage it, it steals?
Yes,
Or
Hard
yeah,
Simpson is when if the tide is neutral or high and
yeah.
it's dealt damage, you steal. If the tide is low, your opponent steals.
That one's definitely one of those sneaky adaptive ones because you can kind of get caught out not having taken the tide or forgetting to take the tide before you damage it. Yeah, this is a cool one. The final analysis as well. Adapt or DT is just so much fun for adaptive.
Well, this is
Only I was better with
actually
it.
this deck was in his NKFL lineup for a very long time.
Oh
I don't know if
wow,
it still is, but this
that's
DT
nice.
deck is very strong, and not just an adaptive deck. This is an
Yeah,
Archon or Hexstat level deck too.
I can see it. I mean, it's a scary one. All right. We don't know this guy really. He's kind of a newcomer, doesn't really play a whole lot of Keyforge or anything. So we don't have much to say about it. Harmed, one of our Netherlands players, coming in with the all kinds of achievements here. Obviously, winning the final refrain. Archon is one of them. Yeah, very, very yeah, new basically, right? Not tonight. Super prolific player, very, very talented. Fall Tour champion, worlds contender, all kinds of things here. Harmed has proved himself on here time and again. So we don't really actually need to say much because you all should know him by now. Favorite deck here is actually a surprise to me though. I mean, he doesn't own Ass, and even though Ass is very good and he's good with it, doesn't mean that's his favorite. But we got a mass mutation deck here for Harmed. Do either of you all know this one?
yeah, he used it to win the Netherlands national back in the day, and because as in not his deck as belong to Donkey Fork,
Yeah,
so yeah, and he also bring this mass mutation deck to the last season in KFL, and yeah, it's a very strong deck
yeah.
at an account level deck for sure.
I mean, it looks terrifying, right? Eaton's Jar, Double Infernus, Double Lost in the Wood. Punctuated Equilibrium is making a comeback now in PV as well, but still a very strong card. Triple Eclectic. Scary stuff. I should say, too, Harmed was in Kagi this season, right? Is this his
His
first or first
first
season?
season.
And he
Yep.
6-0'd, right?
Yep. Not the
Uh,
only player that we're going to talk about today that is playing their first Kagi season and went 6-0.
which is terrifying. And I think
Yeah.
both of them are in this tournament, too.
That's
So be
right.
on the lookout for, again, and this is where, again, we see just skilled players are also going to do well in adaptive. Holy Stew.
Holy Stu is an Italian player. He's been playing for a very long time. He got runner-up once, I believe, maybe twice in Kagi. 2023 Florence Vault Tour Archon runner-up. 2024 Archon National Archon runner-up. Italy National Archon runner-up. His favorite deck is Red Specialista Allegra, which is another mass mutation. We've had a lot of mass mutation. Dis, Shadows, Star Alliance. And this is a good deck. It's got a Quixel Stone in it, and it's got so much value for mass mutation with the Mark of Dis, Triple Infernus, 2 Borrows, a little bit of everything going on here. Looks like a very strong mass mutation deck. I don't recall this deck being played in Kagi. It could be one of the ones he likes to play for adaptive, but he's this season notwithstanding in 13, but he is always a player that I look to go 4-1, 5-1, 6-0, something like that in Kagi and make the top cut. He's an excellent adaptive player, and I'm very happy to have him here in the final refrain.
Yeah, very consistently solid. All right, Ian Yoink. So a lot of you know Ian Yoink from the Keyforge quizzes that he's been putting out for quite a while. They're fantastic quizzes, ranging from art to flavor text to mechanics and wording and stuff, just keeping all of us on our toes, but also very good player. Been doing a lot more of competitive play the last couple of years. Top 5 win rate Kagi of all time. He's only been playing for a couple seasons, right? But
yeah, this is his 3rd season, and
yeah,
his record in pod phase is 15-2.
that's
So
crazy.
2 6-0 seasons. He also holds the record for Kagi for going undefeated in a pod in 8 days, finishing all 6 games in 8 days.
Wow.
So excellent adaptive player, even though he hasn't been playing in Kagi for very long.
Yep, and bring in an AOA deck here, which looks like an interesting one. So double interdimensional graph with the binite rupture is pretty scary. Double ZYX researcher, make that a lot more consistent. But then the Mars first with the hypno beam and some Mars first there. Collector worm, Yifiz no drone. I love that rare. Rest of this, I mean, it looks kind of like a standard AOA, right? But AOA is just a good, like, you have to know how to, you don't have to know how to play Keyforge to win with these kind of decks these days. Always a fun set. All right, we're slowing down a little bit, so I want to try and keep us moving, make sure we get to the wheel spinning with a good amount of time here. Quick draw, you want to tell us about JDG?
JDG is a Canadian player, 2024 U.S. National Alliance runner-up, 2023 Canada National Archon runner-up, 23 Seattle Vault Tour Archon runner-up. We all know his favorite deck is Chandra, the Probably Complex. He's a sloppy lab worker who plays this deck prolifically. He plays this in adaptive and Kagi all the time, and even though you don't have to choose your deck until the start of the match, you almost always know he's going to play this, and it doesn't matter how much you prepare, he's going to win with it. It is such a good deck, and he's such an amazing player with this deck.
Yeah.
I love seeing what he's able to do with the Animator, with the Quixel Stone, with the Exile. There's so many tricks in this deck. You know, Amphora and Animator together, you can just put a bunch of Ember on an artifact and make it disappear. So many tricks, and I've seen him play this deck with so many lines that you can't imagine, that it's just a perfect adaptive deck, even though it is one of the strongest mass mutation decks out there.
Yeah, I was going to comment on that because it's what, like a 97 SAS or something. But if
Okay.
most of us just picked up this deck and tried to play it, we would say, like, this deck, there's no way it's that good. Like, there's
You
no
might say
way.
that it's probably complex.
It's almost like the name means something. Yeah, very, yeah. Love to have JDG here. Storied adaptive player. Another one, JT Russell.
Yeah, another sloppy lab worker. There are a lot of us in this tournament because we've just been huge fans of adaptive for many years now. JT Russell is an American achievement potential final refrain champion. We shall see in a few weeks. But he is my co-host on Bottom of the Beaker as well, where we talk lots of adaptive and strategy, and also lots of ducks. I want to call out, before we get to his deck, I want to call out his favorite quote, "No combos here," which is a reference to Bamboo's favorite deck. We have it immortalized. He was streaming at the time a match against Knee when he looked at the deck list before the game and said, "No combos here," and proceeded to lose the game in 4 turns. One of my favorite memories. It was hilarious to see that. And to be fair, when I first saw that as well, I was like, okay, like, yeah, this isn't a vodka deck. This isn't something else. I was like, yeah, this looks like just a good Grim Reminders deck. But no. Anyway, we're talking about JT Russell, not Bamboo. His favorite deck is T Zyger, the Lighthouse Dock, which is another mass mutation. It has the Animator as well, just like we talked about with JDG. In Eaton's Jar, Double Infernus, and the Gravitron. And the Gravitron is very interesting with the Animator and the platform because it lets you play the Gravitron twice in a turn, archiving 10 from your deck. And not only that, you can capture onto the transporter platform, just like JDG does in Chandra. So a lot of very interesting control aspects to this deck. He likes to get to a point where it is sort of an inevitability to win the game, but it's also a very strong deck in its own right that doesn't have to just play by control to win. It can just play by value as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, this is one of those, like, I love this deck, but sometimes when you load up into it and he looks at the matchup, he'll just kind of tell you, like, buckle up, we're gonna be here a while. And you
Those are
know
all
it is.
JT's
'Cause
favorite
it
decks. JT,
Yeah.
when JT plays Keyforge, he likes to play Keyforge for a very long time. So buckle up.
All right, we've got June, and I think we are pretty honored that June is coming back for this one because she had qualified for the other Final Refrains, but this is the one that she's coming back for. And man, what a player! What an adaptive player, especially. June was in my Kagi pod. I think it was maybe 2 seasons ago, and man, favorite deck as well. Becky is just really an interesting one. It's again one of those mass mutation decks where it's like you look at it on paper and you're like, there's no way this is Archon level. And then you see June play it and you're like, okay, this thing is terrifying. And then you try and play it and you can't do anything. Very, very similar to Chandra in a lot of respects, in my mind at least. But June obviously got Archon champion in Roseville, both 23 and 24. Rochester VT Alliance runner up. So Alliance, Archon, adaptive. She's doing everything and very, very excited to see what she can do here. All right. Riki, you want to tell us about Karen?
Yeah, so Karen is my teammate in Windows. She also the founder of Windows. She coming from America. She have been KPL season 5 champion together with me. That were double champion. So I just try to say that. And then she was also the Keyforge team list season 3 champion, where she also in the team with me. She were playing Giant. She have she loved the game from the very start, and she loved almost every format out there. So she play everything, and she has been a fantastic player. And here we have her favorite deck coming from the Work Collide. I haven't seen this deck before,
I was gonna say I
so
haven't either,
maybe
Yeah,
which is
same.
kind of
yeah.
crazy. Normally, she's got a lot of ones that you're used to seeing.
Yeah,
I
I have played with her a lot of game in the last 5 years, and I haven't seen this one ever.
I expected an AOA deck from her.
Yeah, me
Just
too.
mind games, already on the mind games.
Yeah, I have another fun fact about Karen. The first time I ever met Karen was randomly at a brewery here in Pittsburgh where I recognized her from her streams, and I went up to her and was like, "Hey, are you Karen?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Hey, I'm Quick Draw. We'd been playing online together for a very long time, and I just literally ran into her. I had no
Wow,
idea she was in Pittsburgh. I had no idea that it was such a wild experience. I never would have thought that's how I would first meet a fellow Keyforge player.
that's fun. All right, Matzi, Germany. I know this one.
There you go.
I got it. All right.
It could have
Not
been
just
Belgium.
because.
Could have been Belgium. Very similar
Don't
flag to
do that.
Belgium.
Don't do that to me. Uh, Matzi is another one of these players that is really good at everything. Been playing Archon. I guess, well, it doesn't like Alliance, right? But still very good. One of the more outspoken AoA lovers, but it's not hard to love AoA when you've got a deck like Chortzard. Dutch National Archon runner-up, Vietnam Vault Tour runner-up. I think this picture is from Vietnam, right? Was that from the Vietnam Vault Tour?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah.
Vietnam for tour last year.
Very, very fun. And then this deck Chortzard is a terrifying AoA deck. Was brought to the Final Refrain Archon, and it did all right. It's a very, very scary deck. I don't know if it's one he plays as much in adaptive. We'll have to see. But
Yeah,
double
I'm not
Bren,
sure.
TMTP, Life for a Life. It's fast. It's making Amber like crazy. It's stealing Amber like crazy. Very, very cool deck.
Interesting. This deck gave me my first loss in the 2023 World Championship. I was matched up against this one, and we also already looked at the other deck that eliminated me, which was Algernonner's deck, Burton the Rapid. So both of the decks that eliminated me from the World Championship have been featured already on this stream.
Yeah, and that's he's been doing Kagi too, right? He plays a decent amount of Kagi. Yeah. All right, moving right along. Monzi EXL. This is one of our Vietnam players. Some
So
claims
yeah,
here.
so Munzi my local. He have played the game. He learned the game together with me in 20. I think 6 years ago. I think I don't really remember when we started. I started the game, but he learned the game together with me, and he happened to be the first Kagi ever champion. I yeah he a very fast learner and very good player in Vietnam. He has been active much in Vietnam right now, but he used to be play a lot Keyforge with me in when he worked in my store years ago. Yeah, this is the deck that he used the AOA deck that he loved to play at the boss because it had a lot of good absolute good decision like that like when you want to play Ronnie and too much to the track and then the fanatic a lot of stealing. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not the only triple Ronnie deck we will see on here either. Can
Yeah.
say that now.
So Monzi, he made the top cut in the first one and won the first Kagi, but this current Kagi is the second time he's made the top cut. So he's kind of he's back. So he's not just, an old player that was good at Kagi back then. He's in the top cut again right now. So excited to see what the first Kagi champion can do in the final refrain.
Nice. All right. Moose Man dude.
Mooseman Dude is a fellow American. He's been an amazing Kagi player the last few seasons. He went his achievements here: top 4 appearance in the Kagi Top Cut, Sealed Triad Prime Tournament champion as well. He just went 8-0 in Kagi Live at Baltimore before losing in the finals to Stormstrong. His favorite deck is Blitzler, the Veteran of the Catacombs. And I guess another fun fact is that apparently he's keeping track. I have never beaten him in Kagi before. He is 5-0 against me in Kagi, so I have a lot to prove. But
You
he's an
can't. You
excellent
shouldn't
player.
have said that. You will be paired round 1 now.
Let's
Like that's
do it.
just how it
I'm ready.
works.
I'm ready to go. Blitzler though is his favorite deck. It's a
Yeah.
really fun deck to watch. 3 Gateway to Dis, 2 Skixuno, and a Lost in the Woods, Fangtooth Cavern. So much creature control. You have to learn how to use it properly in this
And
deck.
Pincerator.
And Pincerator as well, and double Gambling Den, which makes the decks very interesting when you can potentially get 4 Amber at the start of your turn, or how you're playing to kind of keep a certain card on the top of your deck. Some very interesting things. And then also the Vandalize, just when your opponent thinks that they're like, oh yeah, I know exactly what's on top. Get hit with a Vandalize, now you're not sure if you want to gamble or not. Super cool deck. He's played this one a lot in Kagi.
Yeah, double Gambling Den is very tricky. It's one of those ones where like if you don't know the math ahead of time, you might get to a position in the game where once they're both down, you already are like in a ton of trouble just because you know you can't really stop that anymore. Like it changes the math so much of a game once 2 of them are down. All right, sorry, Quick Draw. You can do one more.
Yeah, this is
'Cause-
Not Tonight, who's in the stream right now as well, from Poland. Her achievements, she's a fellow Sloppy Lab worker. She's been playing Kagi since the beginning. She has, I believe, the second most matches played, or maybe the second most matches won in Kagi all time. So she's never missed a season.
Yeah.
She's the 2023 Florence Vault Tour Sealed runner-up, Keyforge Team League Season 1 champion, playing Adaptive alongside Crusader, who we already talked about. And then the Kagi 2 and 5 champion, the first 2-time champion in Kagi. And everyone knows her favorite deck, Rector Topor Bigos, an amazing AoA deck, which Staz is finally coming around on. This deck used to be like 68, 69. It's now an 81. So
Oh.
Staz is finally realizing how good this deck is. It does not need Amber control. It's got 2 Drummer Knots and a Ganger Chieftain. It's got a Time Traveler, 2 Wild Wormholes, a Dusk Witch with 2 Regrowths, Nature's Call, Key Charge, so many tools. Just an amazing adaptive deck because of all the weird things that it can do, and really Not Tonight understanding how to play with very little amber control and how to put pressure on opponents with different threats that this deck can offer.
One of the few decks I know that literally has its own Discord channel.
I think it actually has 2 Discord channels dedicated to itself, not just servers, channels.
Amazing. But yeah, Not Tonight, fantastic player, wonderful person. Just all around super glad she's going to be part of this. Now in stereo. So again, one of our US players here, Keyforge Team League Season 3 champion in the adaptive seat. So again, that KTL kind of showing off some of our adaptive players as well as people kind of split between those different formats. 2022 Vault Warrior champion. Let's see, I don't know. I know I've seen this name a lot. They play a decent amount of Kagi, right?
Now in Stereo is my teammate, good
Oh.
friend for many years. He's also a Sloppy Lab worker. He was
There's
in
so
the
many of
adaptive
you.
seat. There are so many of us, and we are all here. He was
Should've
my
done the team
teammate in that
breakdown.
Keyforge Team League Season 3.
Okay.
He played adaptive, I played Archon. We just started playing together. I forget what kind of brought us together years ago, and just played adaptive together a lot, played in Kagi together a lot, chatted about strategy. And then eventually joined up with JT Russell and Not Tonight and others for Sloppy Lab work. But he's literally probably the best adaptive player I know, and I say that with complete sincerity. Now in
Wow.
Stereo is an incredible matchup analyst. He is just very good at picking out what's going to be important between two decks. He's never won Kagi, but that is actually shocking to me because I have so much trouble playing against him because of how well he's able to kind of just analyze matchups and immediately pick out important aspects of them. I believe his favorite deck here, I think, is the first deck he ever opened, Godsend the Literally Swarming.
Yep.
Library Access, Double Phase Shift, Battle Fleet, Double Mother. So just a really fun deck, classic Coda Library Access deck. But he's got so many other signature decks as well on top of this one.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess I can tell you about this one. This is me, and I'm actually a little bit shocked I made it in here, but I did get into the Kagi Top Cut last season. That was in the top 4, getting knocked out by Crusader, I believe it was, that knocked me out. But I also was Adaptive Prime champion, so me and thanks, Stormstrong. Me and Aviator going way back to those adaptive primes. This is my adaptive prime winning deck, slightly beefy Emir of Metro Boast. You've probably seen me talk about this a lot. This is the reason my channel is named Floxum Hall, is because of this deck. You can see double Carpet Floxum, triple Floxum Spike, double Orbital Bombardment, and Marzney Damber. This deck is all about the Floxum because it actually is good at keeping a clear board, so you get so much value out of them, especially the Carpet Floxums. I love it. This deck made me fall in love with Adaptive and really was a turning point in Keyforge for me when it was my first AOA deck. Was this, and it was, I opened a 2-player starter kit with a friend, and I opened this and changed everything, and I loved it. Oh, was it you, Captain Gale? Sorry. Maybe I was. I lose to you both a lot.
Stormstrong says Crusader alt right here. That's a good one.
Probably true. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. Very glad to actually get to compete in one of these because I could never qualify for the other 2.
You've made a lot of top cut appearances in Kagi lately, so don't sell yourself short.
I'm trying. What about this guy?
This guy, well, this is Quick Draw. I'm Quick Draw. I am the only 3-time Kagi champion, Kagi 3, 10,
Only
and 11. Only 3. Yeah, I know. I got runner-up a couple times as well. I was also the Nico 1 champion last February in Central PA, the hosted sealed tournament that was up there. And KTL Season 2 champion playing adaptive. Not mentioned in here is KTL Season 3 champion as well. Riku had to cut that one out. You know, I guess Harmed gets 5 achievements. I only get 3. So that's okay, Riku.
If you have more final refrain achievements, then he'll put them on there. That's really
Yeah.
like, you have to have those.
Yeah. My favorite deck is DT. It is up here, Guadalupe, the periodically spiky. It's been super nice to me in Kagi all these years. It's got some crazy artifacts that really warp the game. Mecha Buoy, Tide Warp,
Yeah.
Ulfbert Device, Static Collection Array. And I just love the way that this deck can change what it's capable of doing depending on what you draw. And you have to be able to adapt to that draw and pivot to a different game plan that the deck can offer, depending on what you get. So some games it can really lean into the data forge and forge an easy data forge key. Other games you have to realize the data forge is not going to be possible and pivot. And so as your opponent, when they grab this deck and they see you pull off a data forge in game 1, they might think, oh, I can do a data forge as well. But if the cards don't come in the right order, it's not going to happen. And so I love that this deck is so weird and quirky and unique. I mean, every deck is unique, but this to me feels especially unique with
Yeah.
Dark Tidings.
I've lost adaptive to you several times when you're bringing this. I think static collection ray for me, that one is one of the toughest. To know
Yeah.
when you just have to let them have it is so tough. But
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
very, very tricky deck, but cool. All right, Stormstrong. So Stormstrong is again, one of those staple players of Kagi, been around playing adaptive for a very long time, been playing Keyforge for a long time. You'll see him all over the place. 2024 Kagi Live champion, won that with a different deck than this. That was a very, very cool wins deck, I believe, if I remember. 2025 Kagi Live Baltimore champion, and then TCO single game adaptive champion. I don't remember which event that was.
Yeah, Stormstrong, if you can clarify, I'm curious too what the TCO single game adaptive was. So let us know in the chat.
Yeah, he gave me that achievement and I put it in the profile card, but I didn't research it myself.
So you can just say anything you want on these, Riku, and it'll just count.
As long as
That's what I'm
as long
hearing.
as you are champion of something.
Tournament series run by Cryogen. Okay, so quite a while ago, probably then. Let's see. So we've got the favorite deck here, though, is a Worlds Collide, which is surprising. I don't know, Quick Draw, if you remember playing this one too much. It's not super familiar to me. Triple Igor is very fun, though. I love the Igors.
No, I don't recall playing against this, but I love all the different decisions that it would offer you as a player.
Pairings did not happen yet. We're so close. We're trying to get there fast. I want to be out of here before the half hour. So we're gonna kind of blaze through these a little bit. The pairings will go fast, but we'll put the whatever, the table up when we're done pretty quick after that. Teuton Carnage. Who wants to tell me about Teuton Carnage?
I can do it. Teuton Carnage was the Kagi 4 champion, 2025 Baltimore Archon champion, and 2025 Rochester Archon runner-up. So 2 Archon final appearances this season. Also a great adaptive player. Featuring his favorite deck here, Erasmus the Cackling. I believe this one got runner-up, if I'm not mistaken, at the Vault Tour.
This was the Vault Tour winner when he won. I think
this was the winner.
He might have been playing it as the runner-up as well.
Okay.
But when he won,
well, no, he couldn't have played it as if it got first or second, it would be Ascended.
Okay, then, so it was just Baltimore then, but this is the winner.
Okay, this is the winner. He did play 2 different decks to the finals, which is extremely impressive, which you love to see with like the Ascension that they've added. So it's a testament to his skill as a player. But this one is known mostly for a strong feeling with the Capture Pip and the Echo Fly combo, and Arias to set it up, Gift of Amber as well. Some really cool stuff. Very fast deck and very interesting combo.
Yeah, and like you said, very prolific adaptive player as well, both single adaptive and best of 3. Very, very good adaptive player. Ultimo Fox, our only. I know you guys were talking about this. Is it Great Britain? Is that how we say that? As opposed to UK. UK is like the bigger area, right? I don't know. Again, I shouldn't be the one saying this because obviously I don't know anything about the world outside of my home.
Isn't that the Italian flag?
Ultimo Fox have been around for a bit as well. Definitely a prolific adaptive player, top 5 all-time win percentage in Kagi. You see Ultimo on all the Discords playing in all kinds of different stuff. Very, very good competitive player here. Our only player from the UK/Great Britain, I believe, right? Yeah. And bringing an AOA deck here, Alexatoid, the Priest of Media. I do remember seeing this name a long time ago just because it was hilarious. Good name, but also an interesting deck. We got the Ortanu, and Orb of Invidious is a pretty interesting one. But otherwise, it's a fun AOA deck. Double free markets means this thing can burst like crazy on some turns. Tesmal is a card to play around, but yeah, fun. AOA is such a good set. It's just solid. Okay. Varghast. Riki, you want to tell us about Varghast?
Yeah, Vargas is an American player. He had winning a lot of things in the last year, but I tried to put his achievement as much little as possible because this is also what he want to show to the world. That's Yeah, he was 2024 Seal World Champion, and also he also win Rose Rival Tour double champion, where he win Seal and Alien at the same time. So yeah, he a very talented player, and he has played a lot of tournament in the last few years, and he won a lot of things. I think he was probably the most achieved the player in last year as well. And yeah, his favorite deck is the only only the only BV deck in this event. For sure, I am pretty sure it had nothing to do with the deck name.
That couldn't be anything to do with the deck name. World Champ of Argas that uses Dignity. No, I am actually really interested to see if we're going to see some PV. To me, it's a little bit too random of a set for what I like in adaptive, but you know, we'll see what people say. And that's even like not just for how it affects your opponent, how it can affect me. Like I feel like there can be a lot of draw, but a lot of times I'm just playing what I have. There's not a whole lot of setup, which, you know, if you like that, you can still do it in adaptive, but it'll just be interesting to see if we get a lot of that. But yeah, very, very solid player all around. So we'll see what he can do in adaptive. Last but not least, we've got Zenzik.
Yeah, Zenzi is an American Season 8 Kagi champion, 2025 Roseville Vault Tour Archon champion, and I believe the first and only player so far to win a Vault Tour with a named deck, which is the one we're looking at here on
Yeah.
the right, ethically renowned Zenzik. I believe the Riku, are they also sitting behind you right now, or
No, no, no. I don't
no?
think so. No.
Zenzi's not in the room. Okay. Riku's cat is named Zenzik. So Riku's cat is playing in the final refrain. A little bit of nepotism. Love to see it. Anyway, this is a Winds of Death key abduction deck. Also, has got the crop circles. Lots of really good Grim Reminders combos and value. Super scary deck. Definitely was the deck that I chose to ban when I played against them in Hexad. That was an easy choice for me. But very, very scary deck. Grim Reminders, we'll see if they bring it to the final refrain here.
We have gotten to see Zenzi play this in adaptive because he and Teuton Carnage actually played their Archon winning or Voltour winning decks against each other in an adaptive match, and it was fantastic. So I highly recommend, not because it's my channel or anything, but highly recommend you go watch that match because it was very cool to watch. That being said, though, that is our 32 players, so it's time to get into the wheel. Ooh, while we're switching over, name of your cat, quick draw.
My cat's Adeline, and I have lots of Adeline decks now. One of them being
Nice.
a French deck, Adeline French deck that's got a Whirlpool in it, DT deck. So last season, I actually only played decks named Adeline in Kagi.
Wow, that's impressive. I tried playing my name decks and it did not go well. I'll never
They
do
weren't
that
they
again.
weren't literal name decks. They were just older
Oh,
decks.
you just found ones. Okay.
Yeah, just found them and
Nice.
decided to play them in Kagi.
Very nice. Okay, so in the final refrain fashion, there's no seeding in this tournament. Everyone is going to be on a level playing field. We are just going to spin 2 names, and those names will then go into our bracket playing against each other, and we're just going to fill out the bracket until there are no names left. Again, this means we might have 2 of the best adaptive players in the world going against each other round 1. It's just how it goes. But, you know, very excited to see how this lays out. So let's get our first name.
I'm mentally preparing for all of the sloppy on sloppy violence happening.
Oh, yeah. Moose Man Dude, a very fitting first name in our bracket. Let's
All right,
see.
you predicted earlier, Orion, that I would play Moose Man Dude in the first round, so
Let's see it. Oh, man, it was almost me. Vargast. Very nice.
all right. So we've got an adaptive player versus a Archon / sealed player in the first round.
Oh, it didn't copy. Sorry.
And Alien, Vaga have played everything except adaptive.
Yeah, I don't think Vargas has ever played Kagi, so I'm very interested to see how he does here.
It is different being on the wheel this time, isn't it? Not tonight. I'm feeling that too. Oh, it keeps just getting close. Astron.
All right. I'm very happy to see Astron back in the tournament.
Yeah,
me
very
too.
glad he's coming back for this. This again just speaks to what this format is it's kind of an evergreen format, but it's also just so much fun. Ooh, Astron versus Damat.
Wow,
Wow.
we have a lot of world champion in this side of bracket.
That's
So
fine.
maybe
That's-
Bamboo will be there somewhere.
That's going to be a really crazy first round matchup. I'm really interested to watch that one.
Yeah, Astron versus Damat, especially if they bring some of those higher caliber decks. Looks like we got Holy Stew. Keeps landing on the same corner. I am noticing that. It's staying close to kind of this same area.
This is a stressful thing to watch as a player because you're friends with all these people and you know how good they are and you don't want to play against them. But yeah, it's a very stressful process.
Karen. All right, so we
Right.
got Holy Stew versus Karen. Man, again, just two heavyweights of adaptive going against each other there. It's just like you say that each bracket corner looks scary, but they're just all of them look scary.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
this
this is
one
32
looks very scary
incredible
already,
players.
but and Bamboo does make it into this
Wow.
top corner.
Wow. So is it 3 world champions over here now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
All right, time for Harm. Let's go. Oh wait, Harm was a final refrain champion, right?
Hammy. Yeah, and open champion.
So Donut's dad would get us a world champion. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow. Oh
So
my
close.
gosh. My heart dropped right there.
Yeah, lots of comments though that we have not had any
And
of all of those sloppy lab workers in this top corner. All right, so Mooseman Dude, Vargas, Astron, Damat, Holy Stew, Karen Fox, Bamboo, and Captain Gale in our first corner. Yikes. This is also scary. All right, next corner starts with
This is going to be so many sloppy lab workers in one corner.
Teuton Carnage. Again, some of these like longtime adaptive champions getting some of these what would normally be your sort of like 1 seed spots, but that doesn't really exist in this. It's just kind of interesting.
Very
Oh,
close.
so close. Stormstrong. Okay, I mean that's
So- Still no sloppy.
Still none.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. You all are just gonna get your own corner. Only one of you makes it to the top 4.
That's possible.
If you don't know it's rigged already by now, then watching this one is not gonna make you believe more or less. Algernon coming in next. Who are they playing against? Our first sloppy lab worker makes it
Finally.
in.
Wow. All right.
Hawk. I love the wheel cheering at the end. I didn't really realize that was there. Can you all hear that?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's good. Maybe I should actually put it on because it's fun. Looks like we got Ian Yoink.
I think if we can get one more sloppy lab worker in this corner, we've got a chance at spreading it out.
Not this time.
Not yet.
Zenzi. All right, so Teuton Carnage and Zenzi may be meeting again. They were just in the pod phase together. They wouldn't meet until up here, but it is possible now. A little bit of a rivalry there would be fun. Get to rematch that Archon game they did, or adaptive game they did. Last two for this corner is gonna be not a sloppy lab worker. Fabulousing.
Yeah, it is a former khaki champion though.
Yeah. And up against them. Almost got him.
Oh, so
Right.
slow again.
Right between two of us.
Good.
All right. So
It's a lot of
we-
that's a lot of khaki players in there. That's
oh yeah, well,
I mean, a lot of this is going to be anyways, but like,
yeah.
man.
So we've got 16 left.
How
5
many?
sloppy lab workers, I believe, are still left.
I love it.
Let's just hope we can skip each other round 1. Would be nice.
We've got Mate taking the first spot in our upper right bracket. We still have 2 more world champions in Dorian and Donut's dad. All right, there's our next sloppy lab worker.
There
Good
I
draw.
am.
Going against Mate round
All right.
1.
All right. I like playing against Matza. That's fun at least. So it'll be a good one to look forward to.
Oh,
Here
if
they
you get
come.
past them, you got another sloppy lab worker.
No.
Possibly.
I gotta.
This is the one you probably said you didn't want to play against, though,
That
right?
is the one I did not want to play against. That is absolutely true. Well, if we can get no sloppy lab worker here.
Dodged
Okay.
it there.
Dodged it. Did not. I mean.
But also not necessarily
Yeah,
someone
it's
you want
armed
to play
now,
against
I mean.
round 2 if you make it there. Armed coming in against now in stereo. Oops. Oh.
Okay.
All right. JDG.
Okay.
Next sloppy
There's
lab worker.
3 of us in this corner. I think there's 2 or 3 left in there. No, 3 left. Not tonight. Crusader, JT Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ashitaka.
Oh, that's a big matchup. Ashitaka and JDG.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy, actually. Those are 2 really big names to get
Yeah,
from taking out round 1.
that'll be a fun one to watch. If you have like Ortiz versus Chandra round 1, like come on, that'd be amazing.
All right, one of our other world champs, Donut's dad. Going in as our first, oh no, not first entry. We're still in the top right corner here.
1 more for this corner. Currently 3 sloppy lab workers up here.
No.
Looks like you're getting a 4th.
4. Yep, gonna be 4.
Oh, that's pretty unfortunate. Ah. There we go. All right,
All right.
there's your upper right corner. And now for the last.
That is such a brutal corner.
That's a brutal corner.
Oh man. I mean, they're all good. It's just so. It feels worse because I'm in that one. I think it feels worse to me.
June taking our first slot in the lower right. And against them, we've got
No.
Aviator.
Okay.
It was close.
Almost ended the drama for you, Orion.
I mean, that would be a fast end to my drama, probably. But see, Aviator versus June will be a fun one. What's up? Ooh, got me next though.
All right.
Were you guessing that?
Got?
Are you behind the wheel?
5 names left.
Yeah.
We got a couple good
Against Crusader,
top 4
probably.
players. Got a world champion in here.
Crusader.
Oh,
Okay.
it's on the line. All right, Crusader.
It was on the line. Respin.
Oh, that's rough. All right. Well, that's what I get, I think. Totally rigged. If anyone rigged it, though, it's Crusader. Just wants to make my life difficult.
All right. So none of the Sloppy Lab workers play in the first round, which is
That's something.
literally like all I could ask for.
JT Russell.
Let's see who JT has the pleasure of playing against first round.
Looks like Monzi.
Former champion, former Kagi champion.
All right. That means we know who's going to be our last two, but just to get them in order, we'll have Ultimo. Harmed. How could you? Yes, you missed literally everything. That was the last wheel spin. I think we've got Dorian coming in the last spot here. So let me see if I can zoom this out, except you all probably won't be able to see it well if I do that. Oh, even that's not enough, huh? I do less than that. Let's try like...
Maybe we do one quadrant at a time.
Yeah. Zoom back in then. In our upper left, we've got Mooseman Dude versus Vargast, Astron versus Damat, Holy Stew versus Karen, Bamboo versus Captain Gale. Bottom left corner, we've got Toon Carnage versus Stormstrong, Algernon versus Beehawk, Ian Yoink versus Zenzi, and Fabulosing versus Good. Upper right corner, we've got Matsy versus Quick Draw, Now in Stereo versus Harmed, JDG versus Ashitaka, Donut's Dad versus Not Tonight, June. Oh, sorry, that's our upper right corner. Now starting our lower right corner, June versus Aviator, me versus Crusader, JT Russell versus Monzi, Ultimo Fox versus Dorian. I mean, I know which of these matches I'm the most excited to see. It does not include mine. What about you guys? I think we said JG versus Ashitaka is up there for sure.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that one. Also, Mooseman Dude versus Damat. I'm very intrigued to see that.
Oh no, that would be round 2 versus.
Oh,
Vargas.
sorry, Astron versus Damat.
Yeah.
Because Damat said that adaptive was his favorite format, right, Riku?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see the
Yeah.
Alliance World Champion play some adaptive now. Something that apparently he's been into for a very long time. So that'll be a great match.
Yeah, I mean these will all be good, but kind of like we did with Alliance, we'll probably do some highlights based on what happens with the games. But that is it for our kickoff stream here. Couple quick housekeeping notes before we close. Like we've done for all of our other final refrains, we're going to create rooms for every matchup. So in this example, Quick Draw, you and Matsy will get your own Discord room where the media team and our judges will be in there as well. We're going to use all of those for scheduling your matches. That way we have the best chance of getting media coverage for every game that is going to happen. And we're going to try and get all of these done in this next week. That's going to be a lot. Round 1 is always a lot. We'll do our best with the media team and everything. I think the media team is a lot of adaptive players, so there's a lot of excitement for this, but we'll just see what we can do. Otherwise, we're going to have predictions for these matchups going up soon, and be on the lookout for the Discord events. Riku, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I just want to say that we will send out the submission form for deck in every round. Yeah. Can you say that to every?
Yeah, we'll have deck submission forms. We'll go ahead and put those into your own Discord, like the channels where you're going to do the scheduling, just so like everyone has it in there. And you just make sure final deadline will be Thursday, but if you're playing earlier than Thursday, submit your deck on that form before the game is starting, preferably before the stream has started, so that we just know that you're not changing decks or anything before stuff has started. We'd like to have your decks submitted, even though we're not going to show them to anyone until the match is going to start, just for competitive integrity and all of that. So be on the lookout for that form as well to submit your decks, and then we'll give you the new form for week 2 after your game is over. Quick Draw, any other final words?
This is going to be a stressful tournament for, I think, all of us here playing. There's so many amazing players. I'm really excited to kind of see how it plays out. I'm not looking forward to potentially playing sloppy lab workers along the way. Then again, it's nice to play against your friends sometimes too.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one. Crusader, I'm coming for you. Otherwise, thank you all so much for hanging out and watching. Thank you guys for hopping on here and going through all of these awesome players and everything with us. Final Refrain Adaptive 2025 is officially begun, and we will see you all on those match streams. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.